Plaintiff Chelsea Covington dated the defendant, and after he was released from jail, they moved in together. Chelsea claims that's when she discovered the defendant was an alcoholic who verbally and physically abused her, and she's suing him for a collection notice. Defendant Richard Pettis insists Chelsea is the one who abused him, and he still has a scar on his head from when she threw a remote at him.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Tell me what's going on.
Okay. Just to give you some background, me and Richard dated from 2016 to last year, last summer. When we first met, we started dating, and shortly after, he went away to jail for a probation violation or something like that. During the time that he was incarcerated, he caught an in-house jail case where he beat a guy head in with a lock. So due to that, he got an extension of an extra 6 months. So over that year and a half so it ended up being a year and a half that he had to do. So over that year and a half, I was supportive of him. I was writing him, sending him money, whatever he asked me to do, I would do it. He came home summer, July 18th. So we kind of moved fast. We moved in quick, right after that. Once he moved in, Your Honor, my life changed. I really feel like Richard ruined my life. I don't want to say ruined my life, but he have caused me a lot of pain and trouble.
So how was it when he came home? He moved in with you. How did it begin, and then what did it transition?
I don't want to say it began bad, but it wasn't long after we moved in together where I started to see that, what type of person he really was. Like, he had a really bad anger problem, Your Honor.
Did he hit you or verbally abuse you regularly?
Yeah, all of that. He have a drinking problem, so it's like he a violent drunk, an angry drunk. When he started drinking, he just, what I consider, he'll bully me. Like, just find anything to get into it with me about so we can, fall out. Or
I ain't got no drinking problem either, sir. I don't have no drinking problem.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know he drink every day.
Okay.
And this is the truth.
Did you contact the police anytime, or you didn't want to see him get locked back up or something?
It's been times I've acted like I called the police or, but I never followed through with anything.
Would he leave?
For example,
would he leave or stop?
Yeah, if run, or break my phone so I couldn't call the police. I can give you an example. One time he picked me up from work in my car, and he was drunk that day. He was drinking, and he picked me up, and I told him that I wanted my car. I want to go outside. And he had an issue with that. So on our way home, he purposely was ramming my wheels and my tires into the curb on the way home. So once we pulled up in front of the building, he gave me my car keys, but busted out my car windows and messed up my tires to prevent me from being able to go anywhere. And when I was trying to call the police, he snatched my phone then and threw it and broke it so I couldn't call the police.
How about the next day?
That's just one example.
No, I'm saying, how about calling the police the next day?
I actually called the police that same night, but he had ran and got out of Dodge. So by the time they came, it was really nothing that they could do.
That's not how that goes. They try and find them. That's not how that goes. Just because you get away after committing felonies, particularly against a woman, they don't give up on the case. And most times, unless you have a bad police precinct that you live in, and they don't follow up. Sometimes that's the case. But just because a person is not there when you call them, that's typically the case. The criminal don't wait around. They have to catch up with the criminal. If you make a report, they usually do, particularly if he busts out your window, beat you, attacked you. But go ahead.
Well, they did, recommend that I get a restraining order. Right. With all of that I never followed up with it.
Okay. Sir, she says you were physically abusive toward her as well as obviously mentally abusive. What do you say to that?
We done had disagreements and got into it and stuff, man. She done physically abused me too. I got a gash in the top of my head from her hitting me in the head.
What happened?
With something.
Explain that incident to me.
What happened? We was in the crib chilling and just chilling. Then something happened. We got into it or something because she acting like she an angel when she really be cheating and doing all type of slick stuff.
You're right.
You know,
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
Okay.
Or let him not be able to finish. Go ahead.
So, you know, I think
so far he can't remember anything. Go ahead.
So we got into it, and all of a sudden, you know, I was yelling and stuff and getting aggressive with it and stuff in her face and stuff. I'm not gonna lie about that part. Yeah, I did that, you know, but I ain't touch it at the time. You feel me? I was just yelling and getting aggressive with it and stuff. And then all of a sudden, we going back and forth. I went and sat down. This lady threw the controller and it hit me on top of my head. I got a gash. I still got the gash right now. My head just started bleeding rapidly. And I'm like, dang, help me out. Ooh, this lady, every time she do something to me, she don't help me out. She didn't bust my head. I got in that car accident. My back was messed up. She didn't give no care about it. All she cared about was some measly little car. And we've been together 5 years, building and working on each other. Like, what you mean? You don't even care about my health.
She said you've been working on her for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on her for 5 years.
Yeah, with violence, with your hands.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not no 5 years. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not perfect, you feel? I'm not perfect at all, but we done bump heads and get into it.
Are you a woman beater? What she describes is that you're a woman beater.
That's what she's trying to describe me as.
I'm asking
not a
you.
woman.
No? Okay. How about calling the police the next day?
I actually called the police that same night, but he had ran and got out of Dodge. So by the time they came, you know, it was really nothing that they could do.
That's not how that goes. They try and find them. That's not how that goes. Just because you get away after committing felonies, particularly against a woman, they don't give up on the case.
Defendant Richard Pettis is being sued by his ex-girlfriend, who claims Richard physically and verbally abused her.
She didn't bring any evidence that you're a woman beater. She says you are. She says it happened all 5 years and you don't have one piece of evidence. You don't have one restraining order. You don't have one police report. And the man beats you, you say, for 5 years, ma'am. And he denies it, so I got to move on. And ladies, when you don't at least get something and it occurs over such a long period of time, this is 5 years. I can see 6 months and you break up with him and that's it. You're just putting it behind you. But consistently fighting you for 5 years,
Your Honor, can I please
something? Go ahead.
Respond. I would have had proof, but Richard has broke so many cell phones of mine. And therefore, I lost a lot of my evidence, okay? I know I'm not making any excuses. I know I should have followed up and I should have pressed charges and everything, but I just decided to just leave him. But you are right. I should have been more prepared and brought that, but it's the truth.
Okay, how did he destroy your life? I know the abuse was probably enough to destroy your life, particularly mentally. But what else did he do to destroy your life? Did he pay? Did he help pay the rent? It sounds like he's...
No, Your Honor. The whole time that we lived together, I was the only one working.
For all 5 years?
It wasn't 5 years. It was 3. Okay. It wasn't 5. I don't know why he's saying 5.
And he didn't
we was
work
together
for 3 years?
No, he would get like little temporary jobs, but I would never see any of his money. I don't know what he would do with his money.
And when you'd ask to help out, what would he say?
He would just sometimes give me what he could, but it would be nothing. You know what I mean? Or he would just steady make excuses. I got you next paycheck. Or he wouldn't even hold on to the job long enough to pay me or help me anything where it would make a difference. Like anything I would ask him for, it's always, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I had to do this, I had to do that. By the time payday come, he come in the house, his check is gone. I don't know what he would do with his money.
All right, you want to give me some information on the relationship, sir?
I mean, the relationship basically, it was great in the beginning, you know, and then she just so much sneaky stuff that she do behind the scenes.
Like what?
That just cheating, texting other guys.
It's not true.
Came with other guys, doing all type of stuff.
Give me an example. Give me an example. She's giving me examples of what you did to her. You give me an example or two.
Okay, I'll give you an example. Example is when I got out of jail, I got incarcerated. We first met. Mm-hmm. Okay, we first met, and then I got incarcerated like a month or two after. Mm-hmm. So when I was in jail, I'm like, man, just tell me what you doing. Is you cheating? Is you messing with someone or whatnot? See, no, I ain't doing nothing. You know, I'm chilling. I ain't doing nothing, whatever. I get out of jail 18 months later. I ask her again, man, was you messing with anyone? Just be 100 with me so we can move past you. See, I wasn't doing nothing. You know, I'm an angel. I'm perfect. Okay, bet. She let me use her phone. I go through her phone. She telling her friend how she had sex with this guy in the car. She messing with him. She loved it. All this and that. That's facts. That's facts.
No, it's not.
She's talking about she having sex in the car with this dude, all this stuff.
No, it's not.
And
when you mention it, what did she say?
She didn't have nothing to say because the proof was in the phone. It was right in her best friend messages.
And this never
I'm
happened,
sorry,
ma'am?
I'm
This
crying.
never happened, ma'am?
No, Your Honor. He did go through my phone, and he did see that I was telling my friend that I was having communication with a guy, but I never said that I slept with anybody in a car. Okay. That's not true.
Yes, you did.
You was just telling your friend, hey, I've been in touch with my ex, so I got a guy that I'm in communication with. That's it.
Yeah, I was just telling my best friend, like, you know, we were just having regular conversation. I was telling her that I saw this guy that I met.
Tell the truth.
And just regular conversation. I was telling her, like, what we were talking about. Me and the guy had started texting, but that's all it was. It was never no sex in a car.
She lying.
Like you said, you were doing slick stuff. Okay. So let's get to what you're suing him about. Tell me about the $5,000.
Okay, Your Honor. On the night of May 16th, 2020, Richard took my car while I was asleep at home. He was drunk, and he caused the accident. He made an illegal U-turn, and therefore a car T-boned him and crashed into him because he made an illegal U-turn. And he fled the scene. I get a call from him. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I'm asleep. I didn't even know he was gone. And I answer, and he like, oh, I was just in a car accident. I'm on my way home. But don't worry about it. I'm going to pay for it. But your car is totaled. So I'm panicking. I'm like, well, where are you? Where are you? He got into a car with a complete stranger, hitched a ride with a stranger just to flee the scene from the accident. So I ended up having to find my own ride to the scene. He told me where the car was, where the accident took place. And once I got there, I was able to get more details from the officers and the people who he had hit.
Let me ask you, when did you break up?
You said when? Mm-hmm. Right after the accident, like June of last year.
Okay. So for 3 years, he can batter you regularly. You don't call the police, let him off the hook. But he has an accident and you break up with him.
That was like the breaking point, the tipping point of it all.
Well, I'm just making a point. I'm just giving him his credit for what he said. He said all this other stuff. That's what he said. He said, but you're going to let this happen over a measly car.
That was the breaking point, Your Honor. And also, that was my first car that I purchased on my own. I don't have a car to this day. And my license is suspended because of this. Because of something that he did. Because I was being stupid and let him drive my car and being stupid and stayed in a relationship longer than I should have.
Tell me about the accident.
I can't sue him for everything.
Okay.
The accident was basically, you know, she purchased the car and we were sharing it, you know, and I was doing what I was doing with it and I was driving around and I was sipping. I was a little intoxicated and then I turned the wrong way and I got hit, you know, and I got hit in the car. And when I turned the wrong way, I mean, my back was messed up, but I got up out of there. I'm not going to sit here and lie like I left because I knew I was intoxicated. So I wasn't trying to get no DUI or nothing. So I got up out of there. You know, I left and I got in the ride and I got up out of there. And I told her, like, man, I'm going to pay you back the money, you know, just give me time, you know, because I've been going through a lot of trials and tribulations, you know. It ain't nothing to, it ain't no clutch, but I just been going through stuff, you know. So I told her I was going to pay her back the money and stuff for the car. And, you know, in portions, you feel me, because I ain't had the money to pay her in full. and she just went handed. You know, I tried to do my best to pay her, and she just didn't really, you know. She just it's just so much sneaky stuff that she do behind the scenes.
Like what?
That just she texting other guys.
It's not true.
With other guys, doing all type of stuff.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Defendant Richard Pettis is being sued by his ex-girlfriend, who claims Richard physically and verbally abused her.
You working, or when is the last time you've been employed?
Around that time, I done had multiple jobs. You know, I done had multiple jobs, but you know. What's
happening to the jobs? Are they all temporaries?
Yeah, they was all temporarily. I ain't had nothing solid. You know, I just got out of jail and I was just going through stuff.
When were you released again? Was that July?
2018, July, I believe.
Have you enhanced your skill level since then?
No, not really.
Why?
I mean, I got work now. I work now. You know,
I work. It's transit. You keep jumping job to job. You need a permanent skill.
I've been doing some work with my auntie. She own buildings and stuff. So I just been.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a long-term stable job with livable wages. Sound like you're gonna keep owing people. There's some jobs that are available that doesn't require anything beyond a high school diploma these days. In particular, truck driving. I don't know what you think of it. I got nephews, I got others I've directed into that field, and they're making 60, 70, 80 grand a year. And there's a big demand. And there's going to continue to expand, particularly because of people ordering their items over the internet for delivery. So that's one of the fastest growing. There's a lot of jobs that don't require college. They'll teach you on the job.
I got something I'm working on right now that's been helping me, that's been paying me good right now. So, you know, I'm getting back on my feet. I went through, you know.
Nah, I don't want to hear about those trials and tribulations.
Hey, look.
Sir, be quiet. You didn't did a bid. How you going to, what's worse than that? Staying locked up in the joint, huh?
I just got shot in the back of my head, man. So I was down for 3 months. I got shot in the back of my head and in my elbow.
Which one would you choose? The injury that you've overcome, or the year and a half that you served?
You talking about getting shot or going to jail?
Yeah, you overcame them.
Yeah, I overcame.
You didn't die? Are you permanently injured?
My hand a little messed up, but I overcame.
Man, get out the street if you don't. If you worried about getting shot.
Nah.
Keep it real. A year and a half. That's chump time. Have a good day. 5,000 is your judgment. He's working now. Get her money. Take care of your business. I'm glad you at least admitted to most of what you've been accused of. And please don't put your hands on the woman and don't mentally abuse women. All right? That's what I asked from you. Have a good day.
I just want to say thank you. It's a pleasure.
Look at it now. Look at it now, Judge Mathis.
Stop hating. What's that?
I said it's a pleasure meeting you, Judge Mathis. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was nice meeting you too, Judge Mathis.
Have a good day.
I just want to say
that was great.
I love you forever, Chelsea.
I don't want nothing to do with you. I wish you well, Ricky. Okay? That's all I want to say.
Plaintiff Cody Strack says the defendant is his younger brother, and he is always trying to date Cody's ex-girlfriends. Cody claims the defendant is known for passing out after a night of drinking, and he has the video to prove it. Cody's suing because he claims the defendant damaged his apartment. Defendant Lucas Strack says Cody is the most arrogant person he knows, and all the years of Cody telling him he was second best have taken a toll on him. Lucas insists Cody also likes to drink, and one night when he was drunk, he attacked Lucas. Lucas denies owing Cody for anything.
Start with you.
Well, it all starts with, he's just a typical little brother. He's just living in my footsteps, I feel like, and I feel like he's kind of taking a toll on him. Like, people come up to him all the time and say, how's it feel to be the less attractive brother? And they're like,
How do you know they come
Like, no,
up to him
this
and
is not
say
me.
that?
This is not me saying this.
How do you know they
This is
say
not me
that?
saying this. This is just people are telling me this. Like they hear people say this to him. So I'm not saying this at all. So that's why he went and grew his hair out to get a little edge, to look a little different. But yeah, so I mean, we just grew up always competing in everything, and he's always in second. So I mean, and then
Your ego gonna be able to fit on the way out. Go ahead. You might need to get a carpenter to open up the door a little so his head can fit.
a little bigger.
Go ahead.
And it all stems to like even like girls I've dated in the past. He would, like if we broke up, split up, or just girls I just talked to, he would come in and try to swoop in and be the good guy and try to, I don't know, get sloppy seconds. And so, I mean, it's lies. It's facts. And then like girls would actually come up to me and say, hey, you know your brother just tried to have sex with me. I'm like, some would let him though. I mean, some would actually feed into his bowl and they'd let him. And then, I mean, they're probably just drunk like he was and thought it was me though. And,
No, you terrible, man. Your ego is out of control.
But I don't know. I mean, so all the way through his life, so he has a drinking problem, and that's how I brought a video in before I started talking about his drinking problems to show a clip of just him at just a regular party, how he finishes the party off.
All right, you want us to see it now?
Yeah, please.
All right. Passed out.
He's just.
He's just breathing, I guess. So
Yeah, we were concerned for a while, but people are telling me this. Like they hear people say this to him. So I'm not saying this at all. That's why he went and grew his hair out to get a little edge, to look a little different. But yeah, so I mean, we just grew up always competing in everything, and he's always in second. So I mean, and then
Your ego gonna be able to fit on the way out. Go ahead, you might need to get a carpenter to open up the door a little so his head can fit.
Plaintiff Cody Strack is suing his brother, who claims one night during a party, Cody attacked him.
Let me hear from you, sir.
Well, as we all just heard, that this is probably the most arrogant person you could possibly be around on this earth. So growing up with somebody like that around you, saying that you're second best at everything, you know, or you're not as good as me, you can never be as good as me at things, is just, it does take a toll on you, you know, and the fact that he thinks that I have a drinking problem is like, it's absurd. Like I have photos here of, if I wanted to be so much like him, I am being like him in these photos. That's how I learned to drink. He showed me the ropes. And he's always been the golden child. He could do no wrong. Come home from wrestling practice, show me who's boss. Like actually injure me
objection.
And stuff. Yeah, right. That's how he gets down.
These photos are
But
like 8 years old. This is when I was like 22.
That was at my wedding. He had his whole bottle of Captain Morgan. He was the biggest slut in our city. So yeah, it was tough to find a girl that would take you serious.
That looks like photos.
Or that he hadn't had.
Right.
So he claims you chase after his girlfriends, but he's had everybody in the city, so
it went both ways.
Nobody else to chase.
Right, I had to move. I moved to California for 3 years just because I didn't want to follow in his footsteps, and I get a girl that actually takes me
What is
serious.
this all about? You resenting or being hard on you because he was whatever, it wears you down or whatever? What are you saying about that?
I just want to take my own path.
Right, so why didn't you do that instead of worrying about him? You're saying it wore you down.
I was a screw up growing up, so if I were to go like, hey, this dude's down here like choking me out, they'd be like, you probably had it coming.
All right, go ahead. You tell me what you're suing him about today.
Okay,
Security deposit and damage.
Yeah, so we lived in the house together. We signed the same lease. I have a lease right here. So he was always drinking, bringing buddies over drinking and damaging stuff. So one night I was in my room and all of a sudden I heard like a whole bunch of like people like screaming and stuff. So I go out there and I guess this guy right here decides it'd be a good idea to take a shot, light it on fire, and then of course it's hot so he drops it, burns the carpet all up. And I have a photo of the carpet.
He did?
Yes. I have a photo of the carpet. And then so we get in an argument, everything's real heated. So then he ends up punching the door. And that's from the inside of the door. So he punched the outside door and damaged the door, and then just damaged a lot of stuff through the year that we lived there together.
Sir, what do you say to this?
What really happened was we were all drinking, taking fire shots.
I would never take a fire shot.
Quiet, sir.
Sorry.
You say he was there.
Yeah. And so when the carpet did catch on fire, he tried to put me in his place like he used to do as a kid. And I wasn't having it no more.
What do you mean put you in his place? What did he do exactly, sir?
Physically attack me. Like bear hug, put me on the ground, show me, you know, what's up. I'm still a big brother. And I didn't let that happen this time. So I put him in the wall. And so he got even angrier.
Got the wall. What about the damages to the carpet?
The carpet, I mean, I really don't even think it was me. There was other people there.
You don't know what you may have done or not.
Right.
You were that drunk. All right, well, he says he knows. And what is it you want to show me?
So I have a security deposit statement that shows that I personally pay for the whole security deposit myself. Okay. And it showed what damages were done.
Did you ever ask for his share?
Yeah,
and if so, what has he said?
He's never given it to me, and then said it's not my problem because it was my money. And then I end up paying.
He didn't deny damaging it?
Not deny at all.
All right, he says he doesn't know if he did or not. And you say you're sure he did.
100% sure.
And sir, this has nothing to do with him thinking he's better than you. You're doing this to yourself and then looking for somebody to put the blame on. Oh, 20 years ago, he used to get more girls than me. So I am forever damaged. I need treatment. Every type of rehabilitation you can get because he used to get more girls than me 20 years ago and my life is over. You don't know how you sound. Sound pitiful. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Doyle.
Finally got to pay up.
Some girls. Get him some girls before he leaves here. You got plenty.
I'm married now.
What's going on?
Well, I thought let's go back and just be good. I mean, it's nothing that we haven't dealt with before. He's always ruining stuff, and I'm always picking up his pieces, but now he finally has to pay for what he's done, so it's kind of nice.
I mean, he's my brother. We'll get through it. You know, I'm not blaming him for anything, but he's an alcoholic too.
And now a special throwback update as these litigants are back in Judge Mathis's courtroom. Plaintiff Lucas Strack says since he and his brother, the defendant, last appeared on Judge Mathis, not much has changed because his brother is still nothing but an egomaniac and a bully. Lucas is suing him today for an unpaid loan. Defendant Cody Strack says after their last appearance, everyone in his hometown was calling him arrogant and claiming he was a bad brother, but he insists he was just stating facts. Cody doesn't believe he owes Lucas for anything.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, it actually started back in 2017. We appeared on this show together. He was suing me for burning up his carpet with the fire shot.
Fire shot?
Yes, sir.
What's that?
That's where you light the shot on fire and
Alcohol.
take it down. Yeah, liquor.
Oh.
Defendant Cody Strack is being sued by his brother, who claims Cody is an egomaniac and a bully.
That's the same thing they use for crack. You know that, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Small world.
But I don't know what you use it for. Dip the little stem in there and put that torch on that rock and
Why'd you bring
Very well educated. Thank you.
you couldn't tell nobody I didn't smoke crack as much as I know about it.
You know a lot.
Could not tell nobody I don't smoke crack.
Okay.
You got the sound down.
I get the sound. I ain't never smoked no crack, y'all, I swear. But I have sat right there with people, yes, while they smoke crack. People I know smoke crack like cigarettes. They just pull their cigarette out.
Yeah. Keep talking.
So when I'm over visiting with folks in Detroit, we visiting with them, they just pour their crack out. So, I smoke my cigarette, they smoke their crack.
Like I was saying.
So that's all, no problem. Go ahead.
So I destroyed his carpet and he lost his deposit.
What did you say about the carpet? I know y'all smoking crack. Nah, that's exactly what happened. That rock, you think you're so high and you need something so desperately, you start looking around in the carpet, thinking that there's one, and you pick up The cotton balls.
Yeah.
Folks be smoking cotton balls, thinking they got them some crack.
Oh, that's crazy.
Now I watch all this stuff on intervention. I don't know that much about the streets. If y'all watch these TV shows, they show them doing all this. But I do know as well, but no, I don't sit up with people while they do that. But, you know, when you watch them shows, you see exactly how it goes, and I have been around people doing it. But these days, as a distinguished judge, I do not sit around people when they smoke crack. Let me hear from you, young man, brother.
Oh,
He was giving me a little background. He was giving me a little background.
We came back from the show last time, and then everybody in my city was calling me arrogant, a bad brother, just full of myself, just egomaniac. And actually, I was just kind of just speaking facts on how he used to be. I mean, he's married now and everything, but back in the day, he was following my footsteps, trying to be like me, trying to get the same girls I was getting, and then he had a big drinking problem back in the day. And really, I mean, he kind of still has that same drinking problem. Like, we were just at his wife's 10-year reunion the other day, and she was pregnant, so she couldn't drink. And he pretty much, it was open bar, so he was just taking shots with his friends. And within like 2 hours, she pretty much had to have a group of guys just like carry him out to his car, and then she had to end the night early. So that's just, he's just kind of going back in the same way that he was.
So what's the deal with you all's relationship?
So we made amends a few years ago, and basically I was sick of being bullied from this guy that I grew up with. So I actually got my degree in psychology and child development and learned kind of what makes him tick and why he is the way he is. And according to leading psychiatrists, there's 3 reasons why he would be a bully to others. One would be that his brain isn't mentally developed enough to deal with emotions and stress. Second, it would be that he's not packing a lot of heat downstairs, so he has to overcompensate. The third one is that there's a little girl trapped in a closet just begging to get out.
No.
Zac Efron quote. Yeah.
Defendant Cody Strack is being sued by his brother, who claims Cody is an egomaniac and a bully.
He's a man, but he's a girl inside. That's what you're saying. I don't believe psychiatry makes reference to that, so I don't believe
I don't either. I think he quoted the movie.
Right. That sounds like a movie.
Life is a movie. So, yeah, I quote, he was known to do a little gay stripping back in the day.
Good. So what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's a little evidence for you.
How you know? You've been there throwing it up.
Lies. Yeah. He had to think of something to try to bring me down. I'm always up here. He's always down here.
He's not an egomaniac, sir. He's a megalomaniac. He's a megalomaniac. Just messing with you, man. Nothing wrong with a self-confidence and self-assuredness. So
yeah, I'm cool with whatever he's saying. Yeah.
Listen to him. All right, so that's what you believe the problem is, that he has an underdeveloped brain that causes him to bully because he can't handle his emotions. Right? Isn't that what you said? That's one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's a possibility.
And the other is endowment, and the other is, or lack thereof, and the
that
other
almost sounds like a bully to me right there.
And the other is a little girl wanting to come out in the man. All right, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm on to that brain piece.
You guys can both have your theories.
I just picked the one.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened here with the loan with your brother.
Okay, so basically,
because, by the way, y'all didn't dislike each other so much because you're loaning $3,000.
Right. Yeah. So basically, he opened up a family gym. It was called Strack Fitness in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And when COVID hit, he lost the majority of his clientele. So I did loan him a $3,000 loan on March 26, 2021. Which was never repaid. He had until September 26, 2021, 6 months to pay me back, which he signed a document for. And I am here to collect that from him.
Sir, what do you say to that?
Well, I think there's just multiple reasons why I shouldn't have to pay him back. Like, for one, all the money I loaned him. But the biggest reason is, so we had a big basketball tournament that we were playing in over the summer. So we went to the gym, like me, him, and 2 of our friends to play basketball. And he was just like, we were playing 21, 4 of us. So I had won like 4 games in a row. This dude was sweating all over the place, his hair flopping, smacking people in the face, just hair, just like going back and forth. There's just sweat flying all over the court. And then he conveniently sits out the next game. And then, okay, so he gets an injury. So he goes and sits along the side. So then I am playing with my other friends. So then I end up slipping and then tearing a ligament in my ankle. And I'm assuming that it's his sweat because he was just huffing and puffing the whole time. So then I had doctor's bills that are in the letter 4 that you would take a look at. Yeah. So I had doctor bills and honestly, and because of stress and distress over the summer, because I couldn't play softball. I couldn't play a basketball league. I had already paid for those. My softball team went from being top 2 every year to like winning 1 game and then dropping down to the next division. So that's embarrassing right there for our team. And there's just a lot of stuff going on that I feel like I don't have to pay back.
People have been dying, sir, and you're talking about baseball. You've been depressed because of baseball. People's relatives have been dying.
I look forward to that every summer.
Over this COVID, though. I got it, sir. And believe me, we all look forward to stuff we missed.
Yeah.
Defendant Cody Strack is being sued by his brother, who claims Cody is an egomaniac and a bully.
All right, so he has some life challenges unexpectedly, and he does show me a bill saying that he owes $1,700, not that he's paid it, as of. It's due.
Yeah, those are just bills that I got from the hospital. I'm just saying that I assume that it was his sweat is the reason I tore ligaments in my ankle.
Trying to blame him for getting injured playing sport.
I think he was setting out on me. I think he was just sabotaging me for the tournament the next day.
Oh, please. Yeah.
Come on.
Sabotage.
I mean, did you bring proof that I had any?
Yeah, we'd have lawsuits out the.
What's that?
Guy's sweating on the court all the time playing basketball.
Right.
Luke, did you bring evidence that I signed any kind of?
Yes, I do have evidence, actually.
You're shifting over to another defense. Your first defense was I don't have money because he caused me to be injured. Now it's, you have anything in writing? And yes, he has something in writing for $3,000. So that's his judgment, and you paid them, and then you can pay these hospitals.
Yeah, and good luck on getting that fake degree you mentioned about psychology.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop.
I'd like to see that degree.
Get back on the stage, this guy.
That's right. There you go. Ooh, Doyle had a better idea. Get back on that stage, Doc. Do what you do.
I know, I do.
Do what you do.
He's got to
get a great idea
for that.
Go and get them dollars. Take care, guys.
You too.
I want to tell him that he needs to get his fat in the gym and get back in shape. Honestly, I'm sick of seeing you out of shape, man.
I want to tell Lucas to keep trying. You'll be like me someday. All of a sudden, you got a job at a fitness center. I've been doing that forever. Good luck with your college degree you claim you have. I'd like to see records on that. And keep trying to follow me.
I was working at the gym way before you even opened the gym.
That's false. And I was doing that way before you. Yep.
2017.
Dropped a little weight. Got a wife and think he's all on top of the world now.
I'm trying to be, man.